Next, Arizona plays host to Carolina, a team that's beaten them in 5 straight games. The Cardinals look to snap that losing streak to the Panthers, and it's coming your way on EA Sports.
Some of those in the silver-haired community would say it's a great day for golf, and it is. Don't get me wrong. We say it's a great day for football, and the roof is wide open here in Glendale at State Farm Stadium. So this was the scene a moment ago. The Cardinals emerging from their tunnel, and we are ready for football as the Cards get set to match up with the Carolina Panthers. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Cardinal team as they get ready here. They come in riding high, just 1 loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Panthers, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes that actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
Now the big leg of Matt Prater ready to get this one started. And we are underway here on EA Sports. On the return. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way. And he will score. Touchdown, Cardinals. Darrell Daniels. His first touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals have taken the early lead. And that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Now, they had the big play on the fumble return. They were looking for the 1-2 punch, but they couldn't get that 2-point conversion.
And I have to wonder, were they scheduled to go ahead and kick the extra point, but after a play like that, you talk about the one.
And he loses the football a second time. And the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And they will set up shop, red zone territory at the 13-yard line.
How many times in the course of a game do you talk about momentum plays? And I think we just saw one there.
Absolutely.
Just scored, right?
Just took the lead.
Just took the lead, went downfield, got the ball free again and picked it up. They got a chance to really get the momentum on their side now.
And now they'll try to pile on. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. To throw is Murray, sliding out of the pocket. And his first look is incomplete.
And the end result of that play, you're almost not sure what you really want, because when he gets outside of the pocket, you actually hold your breath because you think he's going to run for big yardage. But when he chose to pull it down and throw it, and a play was made to knock it away, that's a pretty good end result. Not one you expected when the play began.
Murray flips his forward on a jet sweep. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. Murray now. They'll roll him out right. Open man Green. He's got it. Touchdown, Arizona. A.J. Green. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals now adding on to their lead. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So now, Charles, 2 touchdowns, 2 tries at 2-point conversions, and both fail.
And you want to say, let's go ahead and run the kicker out there from now on, but the problem is you're chasing points at this stage. So now you've got to dial up more 2-point conversions and hope you're successful from here on out.
And oh my goodness, he loses it again. And this is recovered by the Cardinals. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
Throwing on first down is Murray. He'll buy some time right. Murray, strong running. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. Powers through him. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on second and goal? Edmonds again. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. Murray now, third and goal. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough third down. The offense is going to stay out there. We'll see what the play call is. They need to find the right one here on fourth and goal. And he'll wind up being knocked back to the 3-yard line.
Well, here we go for the first time with the Panthers offense led out by their new quarterback for 2021 in his 4th season overall now after 3 with the Jets. It's Sam Darnold.
And it'll be interesting to see pretty early in this one exactly where his head is, because the best quarterbacks shake off performances like he had last week. Way too many interceptions. Didn't throw a touchdown pass. Team lost the game. Let's see if he can bounce back and get things going in the right direction.
McCaffrey trying to escape, but he cannot. They get him in the end zone, and that's a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. Here's more on the return. And they're going to have very poor field position as he's out of bounds at his 7-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. First and 10. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed.
It's so easy to focus on the speed and elusiveness of Kyler Murray, but as he shows right there, don't sleep on the arm strength.
But boy, that was something to watch, wasn't it? How about the way these guys came out here in the first quarter? They really put their stamp on this game early with their play calls, and they certainly look good so far.
Yeah, and that throw traveling an even 64 yards in the air.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
That's out to the flat for Edmonds.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard. Touchdown, Cardinals! Chase Edmonds, his second touchdown on the season, and the Cardinals will extend their lead. Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term. They just boat race someone. Heck, it's car race, motorcycle race, plane race, whatever you want. Right now, they are sprinting past it.
And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
Now Abdullah, the return.
And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. Well, they don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a...
The ball's out. McCaffrey lost it. And the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Murray now on first down. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem scrambling for 22 and a first. Second down, ball on the 3. First down marker at the 1-yard line. Rolling to his right. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Kyler Murray taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Cardinals push further out in front. And they're just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. And a little quarterback draw option works to perfection for him.
Yeah, it's hard to account for the quarterback in most situations on defense, and that's why the quarterback draw is so successful. Everyone else covered, makes a little fake, runs into the end zone.
And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Darnold will hand off to McCaffrey. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line. Well, this defense for the Cards, they were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So
and now look at this, big gain but a fumble. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A handoff, McCaffrey running right. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. Draw play, Darnold giving to McCaffrey. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. They'll run on first down, Edmonds. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Sliding out of the pocket. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Murray. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. On 1st and 10, here's Murray. They'll roll him out right. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. But good hands there defensively. That's 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Murray, that's complete to Edmonds, his running back. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 13-yard line. They'll buy some time right. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Edmonds running out of the shotgun. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on third. That's going to be caught by Kirk for a Cardinals touchdown. Christian Kirk, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Cards are able to widen their lead here in this first half. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. And that was the old QB one-man band play there in the conversion.
And look, let's face it, even quarterbacks who don't have great mobility, in certain situations, they're able to actually take the ball in themselves. Remember way back when Joe Namath against the Giants in the Yale Bowl, right? Remember Joe had all those knee operations. They thought he couldn't run it. No one accounted for him. He practically walked into the end zone.
Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers about set to go on offense. And ball security has been a big issue. You see the numbers there. He's fumbled twice already.
And whenever we talk about ball security...
And oh my goodness, he loses it again. But fortunately, a Panther was able to get on this. So Carolina keeps the ball. The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. Now it's Darnold. And they work this well upfield across the 45. First target, first catch, and a first down. Now a give, right side McCaffrey. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. A fake to McCaffrey. Now Darnold. That is caught by Anderson. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. It completes it once more to Anderson. Anderson loses the football. And the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now 3 drives, 3 fumbles.
What's amazing about it is when we go around and watch practices, how many times do we see them put that sleeve over a football now to make it more slippery and hard to handle? It's almost like they're playing with that sleeve on the ball right now.
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And this is more of the same right here. These guys have definitely been the aggressors here in the first half. They pushed the envelope in terms of play calls, and that's reflected in the score. And now they're in a position to widen this lead.
Yeah, and that throw traveling an even 64 yards in the air. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. Flushed out right. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Murray now to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
And as we check the next-gen stats, that play lasted just 2.7 seconds from beginning to end. Just not enough time to throw the football. On 1st and 10, Darnold. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. On first down, Darnold. And it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
To throw again on 2nd down. Darnold, and he'll air this one deep for Anderson. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down. Again, Darnold. He's going to look deep for more. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Robert Alford.
And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
But no kneeling for them. They decided they weren't going to run out the clock. They decided to take their shot downfield, hoping to either make a connection or a pass interference call. They wanted more points to put on the board.
Well, I can't call a timeout, so I'm just going to wait for the clock to run out so I can pick another play.
And why the field goal team is still out there is beyond me. Time to reconsider after the delay. Well, they're inching closer and closer here to the wrong goal line.
When you're backed up like that, all you're trying to do is make sure you don't give up a big play, right? You don't miss an assignment that really gets you into more trouble.
Sliding out of the pocket. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, and it's the Packers who are out in front in the second quarter. Aaron Jones, over 100 yards on the afternoon thus far with a touchdown run as well. From there, we're out to check out another game, and it's the visiting Minnesota Vikings who have the lead in that one at halftime. Kirk Cousins has thrown a touchdown pass. Lastly, we're off to the Rocky Mountains, Denver, Colorado. See what's happening with the Broncos. And that game all even as they host the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. Now time for a check of the next-gen stats in the first half for Carolina. And not much went right in those first 2 quarters. You can see the numbers on the ground there. Not a whole lot to write home about so far. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. And he returns this to the 22. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. It'll be Edmonds to begin the drive. And he's able to break out a 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. A costly penalty there. A lineman got downfield, and for the moment, that cost him 6 points. Play action. Now it's Murray. Eluding the pressure right. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. He'll get 11 yards back on the scramble as it brings up second down. Now Murray off play action. He'll go out to the flat for Edmonds. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Chase Edmonds, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Cardinals take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked-off folks on the other sideline now.
Now Abdullah, the return. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Gets through, and now an opening. The ball comes out. And the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. They'll roll him out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on? So they say no to the penalty. The incompletion stands. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And what they want to do is go ahead and take those downs away from them. You never want to give extra snaps to any offense. That's how you get hurt.
On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And got his man complete. Touchdown. Christian Kirk in even 90 yards. And the Cardinals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best play is just start from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
And the Cardinals are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there. And sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
And the Panthers coming out now. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it. I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
Now Darnold going to take it and just bat this one forward to his wideout. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, They got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
From the gun on third down, here's Darnold. That'll be caught by Anderson. Touchdown, Carolina. Robbie Anderson. His third touchdown now on the year. And it's for pride now, but the Panthers do get a bit closer. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. On the return, Rondale Moore will bring it out. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. He'll buy some time right. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. On 2nd and 10, Murray. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Murray, rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down. Here's Andy Lee now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. This is away, and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. McCaffrey with a first down and more as they finally wrangle him in at the 48. 45 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times. A first down throw, Darnold. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Here's Darnold. He's going to drop this down to McCaffrey. And some room to maneuver. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10. Down at the 33. Back to throw, Darnold. Thomas has got it. Complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 7 yards the pickup there. To throw again on 2nd down. Darnold. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. The ball's out. McCaffrey lost it. And the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way. The 30. 10. And they bring this one back. A scoop and score. A fumble recovery touchdown for Arizona. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
Sliding out of the pocket. And they're just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more.
But I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Taken at the goal line. And he will make
take it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
He gets it to Thomas. Now the ball comes loose, and this is recovered by the Cardinals.
So now our referee looking at the sideline saying, are you sure? But yes, this defense has accepted the penalty, so that means they will not take possession on the fumble.
Darnold, he lost the football, and the Cardinals have got it going the other way. So they will set up shop. Excellent field position in the red zone at the 19-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Following that fumble recovery, it's Murray.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Shoves him aside, and all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain. Out of the gun, here's Murray. They'll roll him out right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself,
and he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Chase Edmonds taking it in from a yard out.
And the Cardinals are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. And the Cardinals are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
So they go with the pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts, passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational. You have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. And in the early going, the running game, as we see the numbers, it just wasn't on point. Well, now it's gotten more true to form.
And sometimes it takes a little while for an offensive line to get in sync, because early in the game, defenses throw different patterns at you, different formations, different sets, and you might not block them quite the way you want to, but as you start to get into a groove and you figure out what they're doing, now it all comes together, and that's what we're seeing right now.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Darnold, he's going to look deep for more. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty as a result of that hit there.
Meanwhile, Darnold's throw here into the hands of Moore.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And his throw here is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Darnold got a man right side. It's McCaffrey. And he gets it down to the 32.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Throwing again is Darnold. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. Gonzalez good on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. On the return, Rondale Moore will bring it out. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at the 20. Throwing now is Murray. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. And I think the ball's out. And the ball ends up out of bounds, so it'll be a loss on the play. Looking at it from the defense's perspective, they could have really used the football to try to start eating into this deficit.
Yeah, because now possession's so crucial at this stage of the game. And when you've got an opportunity to hop on a turnover and you don't get it, you can feel the frustration all the way up here.
And the offense, they're living right now. And Murray in trouble here, and down he goes. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Andy Lee now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. A well-hit ball there. 50 yards on the punt, 3 on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Darnold will throw it on 3rd and 1. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. The football back in the hands of the Arizona Cardinals. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. They'll start on the ground with Edmonds. And he's got some space here. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. It's another first down as this time they get an even 20. That's the run he's been waiting for, Charles. He's been bottled up all game. That run alone got him more yards than he had in all his previous carries combined.
And don't think for a second he doesn't know that, because every back that I know can almost calculate every yard with every step that they take. Had to be frustrated because of what's happened during the game. Has to feel a lot better after that run.
Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that lane start to develop. Boom, he took advantage of it. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Cardinals, the great run they've been on continues as they move to 9-1 now. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for Carolina, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6.
And they will be back home next week for a date with Washington.